Hey, all right, so right off the bat, I apologize for scaring you when you open this up because there's a lot of information this week. Now, the good news is I'm just going ahead and telling you everything that's due until the end of the semester because we've only got 2 weeks left. So don't let this scare you. Some of this you might not even have to do anyway, like there's a makeup exam, and if you haven't missed the test, you can just ignore that. So don't panic. This is not as bad as it looks, okay? All right, so first off, for everyone, this is important. Exam 4 is going to be open Monday and Tuesday. So it'll be open just like most of our other ones, 48 hours. And this one is going to cover fungi and plant diversity and evolution. All right, so just make sure leading up to the test, you've watched those lecture videos, you've prepared and all that, and just make sure you're ready for that. Just a reminder, follow the instructions on the environment video, show your desktop, show your surface, show a quick 360, and make sure that you are focused on the computer. You cannot use any resources during the test. All right. Okay. Discussion board 4 is going to be due Sunday, May the 6th. Pay attention to the dates because some of the dates are kind of different this week and then especially next week too. But that discussion board is going to be due at the end of the week on Sunday, May the 2nd. I might have said 6th. I meant May the 2nd. All right, so you're going to watch, there's a TED Talk for fungi. You'll watch that. And then we're going to do like the first few discussion boards. You're going to have to leave a post yourself, and you're also going to respond to at least one other student's post. All right? Okay. The makeup exam is going to be due Thursday and Friday. So it's comprehensive. It's going to cover materials from our first 4 exams. And I know that sounds awful. I've given this test many times in the past. I've lost count. And grades on this makeup are always very similar to the way that they are on the other lecture exams. So don't feel like you're getting punished because you had to miss a test or something like that. Just make sure that you go through and you review all of the animal material and then the fungi and plant material. The good news is you had a test on the fungi and plants this week, so it should be fresh on your mind. It's just going to cover the animal material too. All right? So that'll be open Thursday and Friday. So a couple things. This is only if you have missed an exam earlier in the semester. If you have not missed one, just ignore the makeup. You don't have to take it. All right. The makeup takes the place of one missed exam. So I don't think this is the case, but if someone has missed like 4 exams, like if you've missed all of them, you don't get to just take this one test and have all of those grades made up. You can just make up one exam. And I've told anyone who missed an exam, I'll let you know that at the time you missed that test. All right. Because it's a makeup, I had to put it kind of weird in the grade book. I had to make it worth 0 points because it's making up the exam that you've missed already that you have a 0 for. All right. So all that means is when you get done taking the makeup exam, it's going to say that you've got a 0. Don't panic when you see that. You don't have to call me or send me a message when it says you got a 0. What I will do, since it's open until Friday, probably like the following Monday, I'll come back in and I'll review the test and I'll grade it, and then I'll put a grade in then. But you're going to see a 0. That doesn't mean you made a 0. I will go through and review your test, and then I'll add the grade once I've got a chance to go through and grade it. All right. Okay, so the other things are after exam 4, that's the fungi and plant diversity. You're taking that early this week. After that, we only have 2 more lectures to watch for the whole semester. That's going to be on plant structure and organization, and there's a part 1 video and a part 2 video. So just go through, watch both of those this week. Now, the test is not going to be until Wednesday and Thursday. I pushed it back as far as I could for you. But exam 5 is what we're talking about now, your final exam. That's next Wednesday and Thursday. So that's a little ways off. That's like on the back half of next week. So just to give you more time, especially if you're taking the makeup exam and like you need a chance to decompress before you jump right into final material, you can watch that lecture video. I would watch it early so you've got plenty of time to study and review it. But you can watch that into like next week if you want to. There's a review quiz, and I'm going to push that due date. Usually our review quizzes are due like on Sunday, but I'm going to push this one back until Thursday, May the 6th. So you've got until the date of the final to take that review quiz. All right? If you get confused with all these, just remember on Blackboard, there's a My Task section, and it's got all of the grades and all the assignments and the due dates, and you can find that information there. All right? Okay, our last lab, thankfully, last lab we have is on Kingdom Plantae and Geosperm. So these are flowering plants that we're going to be looking at. You're going to have to take pictures of different types of plants. You're going to have one where you take pictures of monocots and different structures on a monocot. and then a dicot and different structures on a dicot as well. So just a heads up, this is your reward for watching this video. You can find those there. I've got listed some examples of like common monocots and dicots. So those are going to be pretty easy to find. The one issue I've run into sometimes is students will say, I've got tulips, like my grandmother has tulips or lilies or whatever. But it's going to ask you to take a picture of the roots. And some people will say, like, my grandmother would like whoop me if I dug up the plant to take a picture of it. So I need pictures of all the flower parts, all the leaf parts, all the stem parts. But if the only flower you have, or the only plant you have for this example is something that's like in the ground, and you're going to get in trouble if you dig it up, when it asks you for the roots pictures, you can leave that blank. That's okay. You might want to like have a sheet of paper that says, I couldn't dig up the plant, just to remind me that's why you left it blank. But that's fine. You can do that. Okay. Here's another tip. I don't know how grocery stores feel about this, so I'm not endorsing it, but I'm going to just tell you a story. I had a student before that said, I don't have like access to any of these flowers, so what I did was I went to a grocery store, like to the floral department, and just like took pictures of the flowers and then put them back in the refrigerator. I'm not saying grocery stores are okay with that. I'm just saying that's what another student did. So do that what you want to. All right. Okay, so the big thing you need, it says you need a knife because you might have to like cut different things, but the big thing is just a monocot plant and a dicot plant. It says blooming, so that have flowers. All right. All right, so that's it for this week. I know that's enough for this week, but let's look at next week just because that's the last one we've got. All right. There's an end of semester survey that I just posted on the quizzes tab. Go down to the bottom. It's just a chance to get some feedback from you about this class, especially the pacing, since this was a mini class. I know it's fast-paced. I tried to give everyone a heads up ahead of time about that. But if you just kind of let me know what worked for you, what parts of the class you thought were helpful, which ones might not have been as helpful. You can just give me some feedback, and I'll keep that in mind as I do this class going forward. And I'll make it worth 5 bonus points. So that'll help a little bit. The discussion board number 5, so that's going to be the one for plant structures. That is going to be due Thursday, May the 6th. Again, that's the last date of your final. And there was an optional bonus lab. I mentioned that like way earlier in the semester. Because this was a mini class, your lab kit came with a few labs that we didn't get a chance to do just because of time. But there's a lab called Classification of Species. That's going to be due Thursday, May the 6th as well, since that's the last date of the semester. And it's worth 20 bonus points if you do it. I'm going to grade it like regular, but if you get all the points, you can get 20 bonus points, and that's a lot. Like that can make a difference in your final grade. So make sure you do that. I've had some students who, like they say, it's not worth it. I'm done with the labs. I don't want to deal with it. And then after everything gets graded, if that 20 points would have made a difference in their final grade. It's due on Thursday. I can't open it back up for you. That SI Cloud website is actually going to close for you after Thursday. So just make sure that if you're going to do that assignment, that you get it done early. All right. And then I've mentioned it a few times already, but just a reminder, your final exam, Exam 5, is going to be next Thursday, so Wednesday and Thursday. So that's May the 5th and 6th. Okay. That's a lot. Remember, that was 2 weeks worth of stuff, so don't get scared. Don't panic. Just make a list, do what you need to do from here on out. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.